G'day HB, my friend. I sincerely apologise for the delay, and congratulations on your new purchase of wedges. I actually coached someone from this driving range online. Yeah, great place. Now, I can see where there's a lack of power coming from, and I'm assuming, by going off your message there, that's what you're kind of looking for here, my friend. Now, I'm going to take you to the top of the backswing here on the right-hand side. Now, what I see here, okay, is very minimal load in your wrists. So if I was to just stop that just there so I can kind of get a bit of a 3D measurement, right, well, 2D measurement. We're going to see about 100 degrees, but see how vertical that shaft is looking. So if we take a look here at your right wrist there, HB, there is no load in it, and you can see you've got a little bit of cupping nature in that left wrist there. So your left wrist has gone into extension. Now, there's no extension of the back of the right wrist, and when you come down, there's actually no load in the wrists at all. So you've got two lever points in that right arm. You've got your elbow joint and you've got your wrist joint. Now, by this point of time here on the right-hand side, when I've got you there at what we call P5, lead arm level to the ground here, just past it, right? You're around 115 degrees. We would like to see kind of this blue line here being a representation of the shaft angle there, so a little bit more load. Then when you're coming down to the golf ball here, it's just lacking that little bit of punch. But you've got some really good body alignments. Here, dunk, dunk. So your body and your body pivot is really, really good. Like your body alignments are great, but you're definitely not getting enough out of your wrists. So when I see your right hand here resting on the club, like resting's probably the key word, I want to start to see that get into more of what we call a radial deviation, but which is the thumbs moving more vertically here, right? And then bending of the back of that right wrist, right? We're going to get that right wrist starting to bend back and not it pulling across the chest here. I'll get in front of the camera now and explain to you what that means. G'day HB, I hope you are well, my friend, and thank you very much for sending your swings through. I do apologise for the delay. I get back to all my lessons within 24 to 48 hours. I didn't even see this in my inbox, which is on the in the other mail section there. Obviously, my name is Tobin. I help golfers all around the world, particularly lucky enough to work with a lot of tour professionals, which is fantastic. And just anyone who wants to get better comes and sees me. I work with people in a what you would call like a coaching sense, not so much a one-off lesson. All my students are close relationships. They pay a monthly subscription fee, and we work together closely. I talk to most of my students, on a daily basis. Now, my friend, when you take your back, so I'm going to show you your kind of wrist conditions. Now, when you go to the top, you're like this here. So here, like that left wrist is a bit extended, okay? And that orientation, the back of that right wrist isn't bent back like this, see, which would give me that flat left wrist. So there's no load in the wrists at all. So I feel, to me, if I was to explain that, like it's going to be like I'm hitting it with my elbow and there's nothing in these wrists loaded up. So quite simply, right, you need to get that right wrist to work into more extension of the way back this way here. So right wrist bending more back. All right, so when I take that here like this, I'm going to go here, boom, there, right wrist bending back, right wrist bending back there, and I'm just feeling that hinging motion. I'm not bending my right elbow by all means here, HB, just feeling that right wrist just bending back just a little bit more. Now, without being too technical, right, throughout the golf swing, I just need you to keep that right wrist bent back and not have it change flex. So you're trying to feel, you're keeping the same movements, right, same body movements, you've got a great body pivot, but we're going to have that right wrist go back this way here, thumb kind of goes like that to help me set that club at the top of the backswing. So you're going to feel that there before you hit each shot, just go one like that. Bending that right wrist back, we're looking for the left wrist and the forearm orientation to be somewhat neutral. We're looking for that shaft to be more, I'm going to say, level with the ground, not up this way here, right? And you put all that together and it should look something just like this. So here, that way. Now it's going to move that right hand. I'll send you a picture of what it means. We need more extension of the trail wrist, and you need your thumb to work more vertical, which is radial deviation there. So it needs to go that way like that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Piece it all together, and you want to be able to feel that mobility in the wrists. You don't have to hold the wrists slightly, just mobility in the wrists. Any questions, please hesitate to ask. It's a pretty simple one. You've got a fantastic body pivot, very good opportunity to play some great golf. You're just not loading those wrists enough to store the energy, to unload the energy, and to control the low point. Thanks, mate.